Capitalism has neither the capacity, nor the morality, nor the ethics to solve the problems of poverty. I began revolution with 82 men. If I had to do it again, I'd do it with 10 or 15 and absolute faith. It does not matter how small you are if you have faith and plan of action. It does not matter how small you are if you have faith and a plan of action. Why do some people have to go barefoot so that others can drive luxury cars? Why are some people able to live only 35 years in order that others can live 70 years? Why do some people have to be miserably poor in order that others can be extravagantly rich? I speak for all the children in the world who don't even have a piece of bread. The first thing dictators do is finish free press to establish censorship. There is no doubt that a free press is the first enemy of dictatorship. We must establish a new world order based on justice, on equity, and on peace. Condemn me. It does not matter. History will absolve me. With what moral authority can they speak of human rights, the rulers of a nation in which the millionaire and beggar coexist? The Indian is exterminated. The black man is discriminated against. The woman is prostituted. And the great masses of Chicanos, Puerto Ricans, and Latin Americans are scorned, exploited, and humiliated. How can they do this? The bosses of an empire where the mafia, gambling, and child prostitution are imposed, where the CIA organizes plans of global subversion and espionage, and the Pentagon creates neutron bombs capable of preserving material assets and wiping out human beings. One of the greatest benefits of the revolution is that even our prostitutes are college graduates. If surviving assassination attempts were an Olympic event, I would win the gold medal. Ideas do not need weapons. I've always considered Christ to be one of the greatest revolutionaries in the history of humanity. Quality of life lies in knowledge, in culture. Values are what constitute true quality of life, the supreme quality of life, even above food, shelter, and clothing. A revolution is a struggle to the death between the future and the past. There is talk of the failure of socialism, and where is the success of capitalism in Africa, Asia, and in Latin America? If we wish to express what we want the men of future generations to be, we must say, let them be like Che. If we wish to say how we want our children to be educated, we must say without hesitation, we want them to be educated in Che's spirit. If we want the model of a man who does not belong to our times, but to the future, I say from the depths of my heart that such a model, without a single stain on his conduct, without a single stain on his action, is Che. Good athletes do not know what tiredness is. They do not know what discouragement is. Good athletes only know what victory is. We are not politicians. We made our revolution to get the politicians out. If religious feeling is put in opposition to social change, then it does become an opium. But if it is joined to the struggle for social change, then it is a wonderful medicine. This country is heaven. in the spiritual sense of the word. And I say, we prefer to die in heaven than survive in hell. A large percentage of those living in developed societies are told what brand of soda they should drink, what cigarettes they should smoke, what clothes and shoes they should wear, what they should eat, and what brand of food they should buy. Their political ideas are supplied in the same way. Every year, $1 trillion is spent on advertising. When I was a young boy, my father taught me that to be a good Catholic, I had to confess at church if I ever had impure thoughts about a girl. That very evening, I had to rush to confess my sin. And the next night, and the next. After a week, I decided religion wasn't for me. I propose the immediate launching of a nuclear strike on the United States. The Cuban people are prepared to sacrifice themselves for the cause of the destruction of imperialism and the victory of world revolution. Men do not shape destiny. Destiny produces the man for the hour. If people call me Christian, not from the standpoint of religion, but from the standpoint of social vision, I declare that I am a Christian. No government can sell its nation on the backs of its people. Cuba has the cleanest and most educated prostitutes in the world. I don't think that the contradictions between capitalism and socialism can be resolved by war. This is no longer the age of the bow and arrow. It's the nuclear age, and war can annihilate us all. The only way to achieve solutions seems to be for the different social systems to coexist. Ideas do not need weapons to the extent that they can convince the great masses. Yoga does things with the human body that defy the imagination. No thieves, no traitors, no interventionists. This time, the revolution is for real. If there ever was in the history of humanity an enemy who was truly universal, an enemy whose acts and moves trouble the entire world, threaten the entire world, attack the entire world in any way or another, that real and really universal enemy is precisely Yankee imperialism. Warfare is a means and not an end. Warfare is a tool of revolutionaries. The important thing is the revolution. The important thing is the revolutionary cause, revolutionary ideas, revolutionary objectives, revolutionary sentiments, revolutionary virtues. I would not vote for the mayor. It's not just because he didn't invite me to dinner, but because on my way into town from the airport there were such enormous potholes. I am Fidel Castro, and we have come to liberate Cuba. North Americans don't understand that our country is not just Cuba. Our country is also humanity. I was a man who was lucky enough to have discovered a political theory. A man who was caught up in the whirlpool of Cuba's political crisis. Discovering Marxism was like finding a map in the forest. The revolution has no time for elections. There is no more democratic government in Latin America than the revolutionary government. Whoever hesitates while waiting for ideas to triumph among the masses before initiating revolutionary action will never be a revolutionary. Humanity will, of course, change. Human society will, of course, continue to develop in spite of men and the errors of men. But that is not a revolutionary attitude. Forgive me for using the term fat little brother. It is not a criticism, rather a suggestion that he do some exercises and go on a diet, don't you think? I'm doing this for the gentleman's health. Everyone is a poet at 16, but how many are poets at 50? Generally, people seem to get more conservative as they age, but in my case, I seem to have gotten more radical. United States leaders should think that if they are aiding terrorist plans to eliminate Cuban leaders, they themselves will not be safe.